Today I'm at Turner Wood on the Chesterfield Worksop Canal. It's one of the worst days because it's really bright sunshine, but the sun's very low, so you're going to struggle to see that actual board. I actually try and put it there. So I'm close to Worksop on the Chesterfield Canal, and I thought I'd just show you a really nice spot. Turner Wood. You'll not be able to park directly here. You could either come in to Shire Oaks railway station on the train, or you can park up there and walk up here. But you'll not exactly be able to park at Turner Wood, but it's not far to walk from elsewhere. So we're at quarry lot number 35. There's quite a few lots up here, and that's why I picked the place. Also got some beautiful cottages here as well. Our thing with the canal is it's ground to a halt at Kiverton. It stops at the Norwood Tunnel, and the problem is part of the Norwood Tunnel is absolutely collapsed. So what they'll have to do is open part of it up and then create a viaduct where it's collapsed. The problem is then when you get to the other side of Norwood Lock or Norwood Tunnel, it sort of becomes somebody's garden, and they've got to then get it somehow into Rother Valley Country Park, and then I think down the River Rother, and then they've got an awful lot to get then through Kilmarsh down to Staveley, because I've been across the fields and it's completely all fields. There's no canal markings down there at all, so I don't know the logic of it. I think it cost about £40 million to finish the canal. Fantastic for leisure, tourism, keeping fit, also for small businesses as well. £40 million, not a lot, because when you consider one footballer in the Premier Division, some of them, that £40 million cheap for one player. So I think we've got a few priorities wrong with our lives when a footballer is valued more than something that brings a lot of joy to tens of thousands of people. There's a little cafe here called Orchard Tea, but that'll only be open from April till about October, depending on the weather. See, that's the Orchard Tea Room. It's a beautiful spot round here, and that's why I chose it, to give people the best view of canal. It's like a small area for the boats to turn around here. See how beautiful it is down here. It must be perfect to have an house down here. I think the ducks have actually got the feeling I've got some bread and I haven't. There's a strange fella here, looks like a small goat. Certainly looks friendly enough. There's not a goat. Well, he's got antlers on him anyway, I forgot what to call them. You're on video. Friendly anyway.
was looking at a lock on the way back from work, so I think they've done 6 weeks work on it, and it's costing 100,000 quid. So there's quite some business in doing work for the Chesterfield canal by the looks of it. 100 grand's an awful lot of money for 6 weeks work. And imagine, I think they said that that lock, or the wood on the lock, will only last something like 25 years. Double bottom lock number 33, but there's an awful lot of locks around here, and that's why I thought it was the best place to give you a view of Chesterfield Canal. Really recommend you getting down here. Can get a bit muddy in places from Worksop to here. The grounds, the towpaths are really good, but when you get further along it starts to become muddy. I just switched my camera off. I don't like to film people if I can help it, and I had a chat with them anyway. It was the lady's birthday, and it was a choice, I think, of going to the shops meadow or coming on the canal, and she made the right choice today because it is absolutely a beautiful day. Last few weeks it's done nothing but rain. Rather than jump in the car today, I've come down on my cycle to Worksop. I think there may be something wrong with my fridge freezer and I want to double check. So I've gone and bought a freezer thermometer from Wilco's. Had my sandwiches, some coffee in Worksop. I can't think of a better way to spend my day. I don't need to work at the moment, but it would be nice. But the jobs are absolutely shocking out there. When you've designed computer networks for HSBC and then you become a robot in a warehouse, there's not a lot of incentive on a minimum wage. The wage I was on when I left HSBC in 2000, if I work in a warehouse, I'm not caught up with that 20 years later, and they want robots out of people in warehouses, work in Amazon, and I've only worked in Amazon Prime, working Wilkinson's, DHL. Never lived if you haven't worked in these places. Absolute awful. Beautiful countryside around here. It's only been about 20 years, about 2000, since they opened the canal up from here up to into Kiverton, and this was all, you can see this all being constructed at the time. The canal would have been completely silted up or non-existing, like here. Looks like they've done some work on here because this all looks like new stone to me. Could be wrong. Tomorrow I'll be in Sheffield and I'm going to film the tallest building in Sheffield. It will also become the tallest building in Yorkshire, surpassing what Leeds has got. So the Brickyard double lock number 31. Like I said, it's probably one of the most interesting spots because I don't know of a bigger staircase on the Chesterfield canals in this area. if you live out at Anston, you can get down through Lindrick Dale and onto the canal that way through Anston Stones. Park on the A57 down there if you're coming from elsewhere. Then down Lindrick Dale. On the A57 it drops down, and at either side you'll find car parking, and then you'll find Lindrick Dale. So if you put Lindrick Dale in on a map and park there, down the side of the A57, car will be quite safe there, and then it's probably a 10-minute walk from there to here. Now, when I came out to Anston and Dinnington, we had farms everywhere, and this is another farm that's disappeared from the area. It's still here as buildings, but it's pretty much for other reasons now. I think that was Whiteley's farm that. We're very close to the railway line just down there, and I want a hybrid super tram link from Dinnington and Anston into Sheffield, and this is where it will connect onto the Sheffield line, and that'll be fantastic for people who live in the S25 area. There's about 25,000 of us, but it also will be fantastic for Sheffield folk to get out of the city and see some of the beautiful countryside round here. So we're at Milestone Lock now. Just see the thickness of these gates on the locks. That's shot beyond the last 25 years. Sure we didn't have to replace them that often when they originally built the canal. Probably craftsmanship ain't quite the same. By that, you can see that one's rotted already. Like I said, they've only been here 22 years. Got the tie-ups for the boats here. I did consider a canal boat before my last house purchase. When I looked at the overheads, I'm living on a canal boat and they're pretty high. And you've got quite a lot of inconvenience. You have to get your boat bottom scrubbed every so often, which costs you an amount of money. You have to have the boat out of the water. You're probably going to be homeless for a while as well while your boat's been scrubbed on the bottom. So it's not, it looks idyllic, but I weighed up the pros and cons. Like, could have a washing machine in one. I think you can have log burners, so that's not an issue. And you'll be able to pick up wood as you're going around. Still climbing. I'm not a slow walker. If anybody else goes on different parts of the Chesterfield Canal, have you got a earlier area than this? Must be an absolute nightmare trying to get your boat through all these locks. Another boat turning circle. I've just noticed today, I've got the microphone the wrong way around. It should actually be facing me, and I've actually got it the other way around, so I'm not sure what it's going to sound like when this recording finishes. But when I get to the top, I'm going to reverse it and come back the other way and do the video in the reverse direction, so if the sound's not very good in one direction, it's a bit better in the other. You can see here, if you want to stop the video, we did transport stone from Anston down the Chesterfield canal to the Houses of Parliament. It would have gone out to somewhere like Goal, and then it would have gone round the coast and back up the Thames. And all that remains of the quarry where the Houses of Parliament are quarried in Anston is Anston Greenlands Park, and that was a landfill when I was a kid, or just before it was a landfill. We did do a nature trail through there as junior or infant school kids, and then it became a landfill, and then Greenlands Park. I might do a quick snapshot of it to show you what's left of the stone there. It is not much. We're still not at the top, so we've got some more locks. It's very rare you see boats coming up and down here, which is a real shame. At Kiverton, where it ends, when you come through the old colliery site, there's some fishing ponds, and those fishing ponds will actually become, I think what they call them now, where all the boats go. So it's actually already made up for boats to moor up there, and they'll lose that fishing ponds, is my understanding, when the canal runs through there. So at Thorpe Middle Lock 23, you've probably noticed more of the locks as we're going up. But to me it's probably one of the most interesting places on the canal. My second favourite spot's Draco's White Swan there pub. It's been recently done up. And there's also Wiserton Hall down there, so you can walk down. You can actually walk through the Wiserton estate, or the edge of the estate, and it's really lovely there. And then you've got West Stockwith, where the canal joins the River Trent. And to me that's another really nice place to go as well. And it's also pretty nice going through Chesterfield and places like that. The different scenery you see at either end. My understanding is the Chesterfield Canal, I think when it connects through Rother Valley, I think there's going to be somewhere connected up to the South Yorkshire Navigational Canal as well, if I'm right on that. So we're nearly at the top. I was just talking to some guys from the Canal and Waterways Trust. I think they said the full budget was something like £150 million or something. I've got that right. for the waterways network. Might be 150 or 350, I can't remember. And we take about 40 million back in mooring fees. The rest they've got to get the money from charity status. So we're now right at the top now. There's no more locks, I can think, for quite a long time now. And then I'll walk round the corner, there will be. So what I'll do is I'll stop the video here. Hopefully the sound's okay on it, and then I'm going to record it in the opposite direction. So I'll probably put 2 videos up.